Welcome back to the dumbest modeling channel on all of Cybertron, Pitstain Hobbies. We're back with the absolutely massive Pack 12 of the Agora Models G1 Optimus Prime. Oh my god. I've been waiting a while for this. This is easily, like I think I've said it before, this is my favorite part work I've ever built. This thing goes together a treat, and there's actually like literally not much more than a dozen types of screws on this thing. Some part works you got millions. Either way, go down to the links below to check out Agora Models. Order yourself an Optimus Prime. You got to have one of these things. It is absolutely phenomenal. Links below to my Amazon store where I have all my accoutrements and tools and things. And oh boy, it's and always email if you want a sticker. I'm always happy to mail out stickers to everybody. So here's Pack 12. Oh man, I can't. I don't even know what I'm doing right now. We got 4 trays of parts in here, and we still have most of a tray of parts left over from Pack 11. So we got tray 1 here. I'm gonna just kind of nestle that somewhere where hopefully it won't fall. Tray 2, massive parts. Some of the matrix that goes in his chest. He comes with 2 matrices, one for in the chest and one for outside in his hands. Then here's, oh man, a bunch of blaster parts in there. That's awesome. And holy good God. Oh, there's a speaker. There's some more little doodads and things, and his energon axe and external matrix. Utterly massive. Like, that's the size of a real axe head. Like, look at my hand. Like, that's actually the size of a proper, legit hatchet. Like, if it was made of metal, we would have to be worried. That thing should take Megatron's head right off. Oh, boy. There we go. Let's get rid of this big old box. Hold on. Launching. Don't know if the sound effects made it on. I have a Foley artist in the back that smashes things. No, I'm kidding. We wish. Well, let's get this out of here. My God. Now, I've already gone ahead and taken out all of the screws and some of the other hardware. There's, you know, the hex head bolts. Those always get used up. There's a whole bunch of magnets in here. Some little metal plates, some little silicone tubes, a bunch of different washers. This is going to be quite the marathon build. Oh, God. Oh, that noise is painful from opening the packaging. More plastic going somewhere. Later. So, yeah, I mean, there are literally 4 instruction manuals for Pack 12. Finishing the body, finishing the actual model, then building the blaster, building the matrix, and building the energy axe. Maybe not in that order, but I think blaster comes first. And holy God. Okay. So what are we going to do? We got to take these little silver things here. There's the tweezers. Let's zoom in a tiny bit. That was too much. Oh, the zoom on this camera is just so oversensitive. Get out a couple of these little tubes. And then what else do we need? What are these other things? Are they under here somewhere? Ah, there they are. They're under these 2 vent parts. We get these little guys. There we go. Put those back in there. Let's put this aside for the moment. I have 2 bulldogs down at my feet. Now these little suckers, I was watching Wayne, and yeah, we got to have the roundy bit here. See, there's a square side and a rounded side, so we just want to make sure we match those up so they're the same. So we want the roundy bits. Now this really doesn't fit together at all. What we need to do is take this thing, and these dogs, there's no sense of personal space anywhere. Excuse me, little girl. Thank you. We're going to take this part, and it does have a rounded corner there and a flat corner at the bottom. So we have to take these, going like that, going like that. And then we put those down in there. And that holds everything together nice and snug. So you can see. These look like winch rollers or something. That's interesting. Okay. And then we got that. Then we've got a couple more parts here. Let's see what we got. Got these two bits. One with the round little guys there and one without. And we're just going to squeeze those together and take a PB 2.3 by 6 screw, which there's a bajillion of them for this stage, this pack. Man, I mean, everything's sticking to my screwdriver. Oh, got to use the smaller Phillips. Use your pH 0 for these. What is going on here? I don't know. Give me a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, so there we go. You want this part first to shove these things into. Not the other one. You want the one that has the little boss right there, because that's what this thing sits down on. And that's what the PB 2.3 by 6 screw screws into. And let's make sure we get those in there. Nice. We can get that in there. Okay. Now we need 2 more of these wee tubey things. Hold on a sec. Come on. These 2 guys here. And we're going to push those down onto these posts here. They don't really need to be pushed down. They're very loose fitting. And then just a little squeeze of CA glue with our fine applicator tip onto this fella. And those little tubes, don't glue them in because they look like they're supposed to spin or be articulated for some reason or another. And then we just gotta kind of put this thing together. And you can leave it apart a little bit. Get your tubes in there. And if you're not me, you won't keep dropping them out like that. There we go. And then just that squeezes together. I think that looks just like a winch roller. Like that is a winch. That's definitely a winch. That's cool. This is the IDW Comics version of Optimus Prime. So I don't remember if he had a winch in the regular G1 cartoons or not. There we go. Now let's get some more parts here. Parts. Give me parts. I'm going to take this little, looks almost like a little exhaust manifold. Take that. And then TR1276 is that's this part. And then this little brackety doodad, yes, this guy right here. And we're going to put 2 PB 2.3 by 6 screws here and here. And then glue this little fella right on there. And I'll be right back. So we got our 2 little screws in there. We've got that little bit glued on. And now we're going to attach this to this. There's going to be 2 PB 2.3 by 6 screws that go in there. And I'm going to get those. Now, I'm going to keep doing I'll get those in and I'll be right back thing for the rest of the video because there's so many parts. I don't want this thing to be 2 hours long. Yeah, I'm making YouTube videos, not feature-length movies. But I'm going to do my best to cover every single thing unless there's like a duplicate assembly, just like before. Be right back. So now that's screwed together with the 2 screws that tuck away right there and there. We're going to get 2 of these things on there, and they're specific. The little nubbin goes towards the inside. We got to get 2 of these glued in but they're a little floppy. So I'm going to put a little crazy glue on there, and then I'm going to like hold them in place for a bit to make sure that they lock in there straight, or straight as I can humanly get them. So I'll be right back. One sec. My glue is dry. I actually sped the process up a tiny bit with a little bit of this. But if you'll notice, let me see if it rubs off. It left a little bit of haze, the zip kicker. So I can't necessarily recommend that. I think you're not going to see this part so well, but just be aware. There could potentially be a little bit of haze if you use zip kicker. This stuff's hit or miss, you know. It cures CA glue really fast, but I don't know. We're going to take our battery box, and they want us to shove our battery pack in it. And then when they want us to screw in the power switch, I'm going to do that first. It goes right here. There's off and on. So if we put it this way, and the power switch, this whatever person in that factory. Okay, get, come on, get off of there. So much for being prepared. We'll just straighten out our power cable because that just soothes my OCD. So you can see right now it's in the off position because of the empty pin. The switch is over on this side. So what we want to do is have that over on the off side. And then we're going to put a couple of little PB 2x4 screws to hold that switch in. And I'll be right back. Alrighty. It's all screwed in and switched on and off, and that works. And then we're going to take our little battery pack here. Let me zoom out a tiny bit. There we go. That's a little better. More for me than anyone else, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to get the little JST connector through the hole. Shove our battery pack in with our lovely Costco batteries. I love Kirkland. And that's that for that. So let's see what else we got to do here now. We need to get some more parts out here. So let's see here. I grabbed something out of tray 2. Of course, I grabbed the wrong one. We want this part out of tray 2, which has a number 2 on it. And one of these vents out of here. Let's see here. Oh my God. We want this vent that has the number 2 on it. And we want a triangle-y piece. That, of course I keep grabbing the wrong one. There we go. There's a number 2 on that. There we go. Got to get the light just right so you can make it out. And we want to shove this fella in here just like that with a little bit of glue on those 2 pins. And then we're going to screw this in with a two PB 2.3x6 screws right there. Like that. So I'm going to get that knocked out and I'll be right back. Alrighty, so I did the other side, which is number 1. So this is the B and this is the A. Now we got to put a couple magnets in here. So we're going to take our biggest, longest magnets. There's only 2 of them. And I scuffed up the back of the magnet a little bit with some sandpaper just to promote good adhesion, because sometimes magnets and crazy glue don't quite get along. And we're going to put 1 magnet in each side of here. And I am putting the scuffed side down. It doesn't matter which way they go in, because the other side is just going to be a little thin piece of metal, and I am going to put a tiny bit of kicker in there just to set off the CA glue a little faster. I'm going to let those dry for a sec, and then we'll be right back. All right, our glue's had some time to dry. Now we're going to take the battery pack and the one marked number 2 here, and we're going to get it onto these posts right there. We'll do the same thing on the other side, get those on there, and then PB 2.3x6 screws. We're going to do 4 of them, 2 on each side, and I will be back in a sec. All right, so both of those are bolted on. Then you can see the magnets poking through. That's how you want that. And then this is the battery pack cover, and that's going to just go on there. So we got to get a couple of pieces of metal glued on here. So we're going to take these big square pieces of metal. They're going to go just in like that with crazy glue on both sides. And let me get those glued in, and I shall return shortly. And now for the magic of magnets, and ba-boom! Look at that. That's nice. Comes off nice and easy. Easy access to the batteries. That is probably the easiest access battery compartment of any part work I've ever built. My God. Okay, so now that that's done, we snap it on the... Ooh, we got to go get the head. Ooh, be right back. I'm going to go get some head. Sorry, children. Well, we've got our Optimus Prime head here. We're going to take this piece right here, the front of the neck, and we're going to plop her right there. There's a peg in the middle that goes right into that center hole perfectly. And then a PB 2x6 screw into that little middle hole. Let me get that done. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to take the back of the neck, plop it on to the 4 pins from the front of the neck. Make sure your wires are not pinched. That's good. And then one PB 2x6 screw in that little hole there. One sec. All right. So the neck's all done. Nice. Lovely. Now we got to take this little foam disc, and it has a little backing on it, a little adhesive, sticky backing. I'm going to stick this on the back of the speaker to dampen vibrations from the speaker going. And then we got to get the wire through this hole. We put the speaker in there. That's okay. And then we're going to take this front plate, get that on there, snap it into place. Make sure the speaker's centered. And you want your wire coming out of this hole for sure, out of the back there. And then 4 PB 2.3x6 screws right there. And I'll get those in and be right back. Alrighty, well the speaker thing's done. That's together. We're going to take this bracket right here. I forget, was that at a tray 3? I think it was at a tray 3. And we're going to put it right there. Take a 3x10 stainless hex bolt there and put one of those little serrated little saw blade washers on there. I'm going to put the nut in there and get that screwed in from the back. If I remembered to have my proper hex driver out, there we go. Get that in there. And nice and snug. Okay, now we're going to take this little guy, and with the flat blade side, we're going to put it through this part right here. And we'll just push her in there. Oh, yep, about, you want to kind of get it even, right about there. That should be fine. Let's take a look. Okay, so now the whole head thing with the wires going through. Let me figure this out and I'll be right back and show you what we're doing here. One sec. Okay, oh, we got that figured out. We're going to take another one of these little metal guys, and with the blade vertically, so it's like that, we're going to push it into his little neck joint. Push it in through this side then. There we go. I don't care which side I push it in through, as long as it fits. Okay. So we got that in there, all right. Then we are going to take this part, and we're going to put it on that tab on the neck, and then we're going to put these wires through the speaker box, put that other one on the tab right there, like that. Take this part, and don't pinch the wire, and get that on the other side. Then we got to get a PB 2x6 screw into that little center hole. Well, a little tricky, but not Not super difficult. And this is some of the fiber reinforced power tool plastic. So that should be good. And then we've got some neck articulation there. It's the world's most expensive bobblehead right now. There we are. So we got 2 wires coming out of here. I put a piece of little piece of washi tape on the speaker wire. World of Wayne recommended that because it's the same size plug as one of the cords coming out of the head. The head has 2 different sized plugs, so you can't screw them up. But the speaker, you could get confused. So do what Wayne said. Put that little piece of tape on there or some other marking system. And then we've got these 2 brackets here, and one has a number 2, one has a number 1. And the head goes this way, and the number 2 goes on this side. Goes right on those 2 posts. Is that it? Is that all? There we go. Okay. And the number 1, same thing, but on the other side. And that goes on these 2 posts. And then 4 PB 2.3 by 6 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. 4. And let's get those screwed down. I'll be right back. All right. So we got those 2 brackets installed. Now we're going to take this part, put it on these front 4 posts here in front of the head, and take this part and put that on the back 2 posts, and they're gonna match up nicely. And we got to get 6 PB 2.3 by 6 screws into these to hold them in, and I'll be right back. All right, so those plates are in place. Optimus is looking pretty handsome. Oh, crazy glue. Okay, we're going to take this really big, heavy metal backplate. We're going to take our winch assembly, which is what I'm calling it from before, and we're going to put her right on these 2 holes here, just like that. Come on, there we go. Oh my, for God's sake, there we go. And then we got a couple PB 2.3 by 6 screws in there. So let me get those shoved in there, and I will return. All right, so that's screwed on there. That's a winch. That's a winch. Those are the side and the top and bottom rollers. Totally a winch. I'm going to take our battery pack thing here, and we're going to get the battery cable through that hole, and the power switch cable through that hole. And we're going to mate this up, and there's 4 little pegs that go in the 4 little holes. Then we got to get 4 PB 2.3 by 6. Make sure none of your wires are pinched. 4 PB 2.3 by 6 screws in there. And BRB. Okay, well that's all screwed in, and that's looking pretty cool. Now we're going to take these 2 parts, and there's pegs and there's holes, and we just put them into place there on each side, and then we're going to use the little PWM 2x6 silver screws, and we're going to... Oh, the battery pack. Those magnets will only hold so much. We're going to get those 3 here and then 3 here. And you can put a little oil on them, but I found that with the way Agora splits these pins open a little, it sort of negates the need for the 3-in-1 oil if you're going into a connection point of that style, because it gives a little, basically. It spreads a tiny bit possibly as you're putting the screws in. And then once you get one of them in, it'll hold itself in place pretty well. Let's get the other 5 screws in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so our little pieces are screwed on there, nice. We're going to take these 2 little plastic trim pieces. Focus. There we go. We're going to put a little dab of CA glue down. Pick your poison, whatever your favorite brand is. Doesn't matter. I prefer to use the ones with the... Oh, that is a... nice snug fit. There we go. Those probably don't need glue, but whatever. It says to glue them, so I glued them. And then, ooh, start assembling part of the matrix for the chest. So we're going to put this aside, and we're going to get out this bad boy. And we need some wiring. Let's see what we got here. We've got this little LED module. And we've got a little cable. There we go. So that's nice. Man, whatever guy at the factory is tying these cables on, it's probably a machine. They're too perfectly done to be human. Don't fight with that robot. And we're just going to get this cable plugged into the back of this little circuit board. Make sure you get the orientation correct. You don't want to screw up any wiring connectors there. I'm going to put the wire through the little hole, drop that down in there, and a couple of PB 2.3x6 screws, our old friends. So many of them. So many of them being used. But you know what? It's nice. Just a lot of the same screws. Let me get those 2 screws in there and I'll be right back. Okay, so that's in there. I did test it really quickly with our little testing circuit board from earlier in the build, and it does light up. Now what we need to do is crazy glue in a diffuser. There's nice attention to detail here. We're going to put a little tiny dab of crazy glue. And there's 2 little pins on the back of the diffuser that will go into these 2 little pins right here, like so. That sticks in there. Then we're going to take a little more dab of glue and just the tiniest little dot is all we really need, because there's 2 pins on the back of here that will go into this. And we'll let that set up for a bit. And then we got to start putting together matrix handles, so I'm probably going to break out some clamps. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is delicate and important. I'm going to orient the matrix like this, with the narrow ears up here and the wide ears down here. We're going to take the back parts with the pins, just like that. And we have the front parts with the holes, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to put some crazy glue into all 4 of these little pinholes on the front part. Okay. Maybe a little more than a dab. We'll put that down. We'll put these 2 pins through these 2 holes here. We'll take this, lay it on top, squeeze it down, and we're going to grab some of our lovely cheapy Harbor Freight clamps. Get those on there. Then we're going to do the same to the other side. And I'll be right back. Okay. Well, our little guy is glued together. It's nice and firm now. It's not floppy at all. We're going to take the back cover of this in this orientation, this narrower part here and the wider part at the bottom. You got the 2 little tabs there. And we're going to get a little bit of CA glue on these fellas. And we're going to slide our power cord through and just shove it right on like that. So those little tabs fit in the sides. That skinny part fits in there nice. I'm just going to lay that face down for now. Then we're going to take the front. Now this one has a skinny at the top and a fat at the bottom and the 4 pins like that. It's going to go right in there. So to do that, we're just going to get some CA glue on those 4 pins. One, 2, 3, and quattro. Get that. Get that. So those two go together like that. What we want to do now, get out a couple of little bar clamps. Very little tension, just a little bit. And just get, pull the trigger. There we go. So like that. And we want to leave this notch and this notch uncovered. There we go. And what we're going to do now is, we got to put some little side pieces on here. Well, let's go get those out, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're done clamping that up. Now we got to get 2 side plates in here. So we're going to do these, and they have to go in this orientation, like that. But first, we're going to get a little cray-cray glue on there. There we go. And we'll pop that into place. That is not... Yeah, that definitely needs to be held down while it dries. We'll get a little more cray-cray glue on that side and get that side panel put in. And these definitely need some clampety clamp action. Nope. Okay, looks like we're just holding them in place until they dry. Like literally. I don't have any better way to clamp them in. So I'll sit here getting arthritis and be right back. Okay, well our glue's dried. Now we've got these 2 little notches here and here. We got to put one of these little guys in each. Oop, there it is. Butterfingers. So this little triangle is going to point out. So they're going to go just like that. We're going to glue these in. A little bit of CA glue. Our good old friend. We'll get one in there. A little more cray-cray glue. And we'll get one in there. Just like that. We'll just hold those into place. They seem pretty firm. And then we're going to put a little crazy glue in each of these holes. And we're going to put one of our little round magnets. Orientation is not important. And there we go. Let's just get a little glue there. A little glue there. Put one of those down, and then we have take a little bit of tape, because you don't want your magnets misbehaving, gallivanting about together. Come on, there we go. Let's use a little piece of this washi tape. Put that in there. Put the other magnet in there. Oh, don't stick your finger to it. A little more washi tape. I just like saying washi tape. Washi tape, washi tape. It's just a very thin, fine... And it looks like our battery died on the overhead camera. I don't know why. It was plugged into the USB cable. Not quite sure why it wasn't charging. It says it's charging now. Oh dear. So there we go. Just tape down our magnets. Let those dry into place. We've got these little details in there. The matrix is pretty much done at this point. Oh, God. Oh, this is just blooper central. I threw a different battery in the camera. It seems to be fine now. But, oh, man, I swear. Okay, we're going to get this part out now. And some of these little metal blanks, they're not magnets. They look like magnets, but since they're not sticking together, you can tell they're just metal. And we need two of the little round guys. Do that. And two of these little rectangle ones. Well, these are the larger rectangles. I think there's some smaller. No, yeah. Yeah, there's smaller rectangles also. So these are the larger rectangles. A couple of those. And then our friend, Mr. Cray Cray Glue. And we're going to put a little right there and a little right there in those two rectangular areas. And just put our little metal bits in there. And we can poke them down a little bit. Don't really need to. With the tweezers, so we don't stick our fingers to it. And then there's these two little round indentations. I just overfilled those with way too much dope. Oh my God. Lost part, BRB. Okay, well, couldn't find that. Luckily, there's a bunch of them in there. Hopefully, there's some spares or a spare. Otherwise, I'll just have to get a big magnet out and sweep the floor. But now that that's all said and done, we got our two little metal plates in there, our two little metal plates here, and we got our matrix right there, and we're gonna put it this way. And there we go. She just, right in she goes. Looks good. What else do we got going on? Let's see, assembling the chest. Ooh, exciting. We're gonna grab this little bag of parts here and cut those open. They all the same? They all look the same. They don't have any numbers or letters. They're all the same part. And then grab these two parts and we're gonna squeeze these on those pegs like that. So we're gonna do that one there. Then this one goes here. Nice and easy. And now they want us to glue some little trim plates in. Found those in. Son of a! I can't stop dropping things tonight. There's one of those plates. Oh, we're all full of laughs tonight. Okay, those don't stay on by themselves, so don't worry about those. Do these first. We got a number 2 right there and a number 2 right here, and they just go together like so after a little glue. Let's throw a little glue on there. Okay. Right on there. And we're going to glue the other one in the same way, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think the glue's dry. So now we're going to take this part, take this, we're going to put it into these two little square openings here. Square peg and a square hole. Who'd have thunk it? And just hold it down like that, and then a couple of PB 2.6 by 6 screws here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. I will be back in a sec. Alrighty, those are in. Lovely. Now we're going to take this piece with a couple of these little clear silicone bushings, push them on to these pegs right here. I'm going to take this piece right here, flip her over, and then we want these little pipe works facing forward. So we're going to put that right in the center, and then we're going to do a PB 2.3 by 6 screw here, here, and here. and I will be back in a sec. All right, so that's screwed on there. Easy. Then we're going to take this part, come on, focus, and this part, sandwich those together just like that, and that goes onto these two little holes right there, and then two more of our friends, the PB 2.3x6 screws in those two holes. One sec. Alrighty, all together, nice and easy. This model goes together so easy. We're going to take our two brackets here, marked 1 and 2 in this orientation, with number 1 going right here. You got to kind of wiggle them on, you know, give them a little licky on those bushings. Come on. Oh, she's a snug fit, Captain. Oh man, how are you supposed to get these on here? They're really. Oh, that one's going on. Okay. Let's try turning this little bushing around and having it out a bit. A little lick. I'm sorry for the sound effects. It's revolting. I'm ashamed of me. You don't need to shame me. Oh my God. This one just doesn't want to. Okay. Let's try this. When that doesn't work, put the bushing into the bracket first. Oh my God. So much for trying to make this video short. There we go. This is just a funny cut on this little piece of silicone. Come on, get in there. There we go. Okay, so now we got the silicone bushing shoved in there. A little licky lick on that post. And now, there we go, perfect. So if you have trouble, put the bushing into the black bracket first. And then push it onto the shaft. Oh, geez, what did I say? Okay, now these two go onto those posts right there, and a couple of little PB 2x4 screws are going to go into that to hold that in place. Let's just get that in there. That doesn't seem right. These might be a little short, these screws. I don't know. 2x4. That's a short screw. It barely threads in there, but it does. It holds it. Just don't over tighten it. Don't even tighten it. Just snug it up. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And we got that, and that opens up now to reveal our matrix of leadership. Very nice. I don't know. I might want to play with that a little. I think I might rotate it down a bit. Honestly, the chest will keep it closed, but what I'm going to do is pull these screws out. I'm going to take this out of here. I'm going to push these down a bit, like down that way a little bit. And then, if I can, get them in there. There we go. That's much better. That's gonna stay down flat better. I think the little bushings had a little memory in them. Kind of like putting control arms on a car. Bushings. You want to like load up the suspension before you tighten everything down, or else you're going to be fighting the elasticity of the bushings. There we go. So now, that's basically the same thing. I might actually lube those bushings up if I were me, but I'm just going to leave that like that. It barely requires anything to push it down, so the chest will definitely keep that shut. I think I'm about done for the night. I might have to come back to this tomorrow. There's so much more. Okay, We'll be back after a short rest period. Well, only be a second for you. And I forgot to turn on my light. Of course I did. Hold on. Jewish space laser powered on. We'll be back. Alrighty. Well, all these parts are going to go to the side for now. That's a little heavy. And let's get his head out of here for the moment. Optimus Prime needs to give me a hand with this next part. Oh man, I'm sorry. Low-hanging fruit. I couldn't avoid it. We've got to start assembling the arm and chest area. So we're going to take one of these big beefy suckers and two of these big beefy suckers, and we're going to put the little nut part down in there. And then I just find that I'm going to just use my pliers. There we go. Push her down there. Is that all the way in? Yeah, I think that's about as far as she goes. Take the other one here with the happiest pliers on YouTube. I'm hungry. There we go. Maybe I should name him Grimlock. I don't know. We're going to put those in there. Get back to our PDF. This video is already up to 40 minutes long. This is ridiculous. There is so much going on here. These marked 1 or 2. Okay, these are marked. So this one is marked 1. This is a top piece. And this is marked, okay, that's 3. And that, there, here we go. This is 2. So what we want to do, I'm jumping ahead a little far. Okay, so we're going to take the arm, get the 4 holes here. We're going to bolt this on just like this with 4 of the 3x6 silver cap head screws and 4 serrated washers. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, so we got those 4 screws in there. And we got to put crazy glue on these 3 posts in each of these, and then put them right on like that. And I'll be right back. Alrighty, well, we're done. Clamps off. That's dry, that's in place, looks good. Now, what they have you do is they have you put 2 little plastic bushings on here. I've found sometimes it's easier to just put the plastic bushings into the larger openings first and do it that way. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this part marked number 2. What has number 2 done for you lately? Oh, wrong movie. But, oh, it's actually a pretty loose fit in there. Kind of just, oh, it just falls out. All right, well, we'll give it a whirl. We put them on here, like the instructions say. We'll do that. And we're putting, they want us to put this guy on here first. But I think what I'm going to do, oh, actually that fits really snug. Yeah, put that on there. And then we want to get our wires like in between that and this. I don't know if you've seen that. In between the post and that, and just kind of wiggle it in there. Seeing it, it's kind of smushing the bushing out. So I'm going to actually take the bushing off of here. I'm going to put the bushing into this little hole first. I'm just going to do a little moisturizing of that pin. Then try to shove her in the hole. Not sure if that's better or worse. I have no idea. I think it's better. Okay, so now we gotta like lay that thing there. We'll take the other bushing here, put that in the hole up here. And then we will try to push this down or push it up We'll get that centered on the little thing there. And start squeezing these together. Make sure our wires aren't pinched anywhere. And, oh my gosh. Squeeze this thing together while wiggling the chest part. Okay. Well, this is good and complicated. Okay. And now we're going to take 3 of the 3x10 hex head screws and put them through here with serrated washers underneath them and then nuts on the bottom. Let me get that knocked out real quick. 1 sec. Okay, so we got our 3x10 screws with our nuts on the bottom, and this is done. Now we've got to repeat this for the right arm. So it's all the same steps. So I'm going to get that knocked out and I'll be right back. Okay, well, these are both done. Let's get this out of the way here. We got to bring the head back and we got to start labeling these wires. So we're going to put it this way. You can just stand them like that. And then we've got our speaker that we previously put some of that washi tape on. That's going to get a number 4 on the wire. Come on. There we go. So that's going to get number 4. And try to get them even. There we go. There's number 4. And then the big fat plug from his head, that gets number 1. Seems appropriate. Number 1. And number 3 are the eyes. That doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, but whatever. Sure. Yeah, there's a sticker. And we'll put that on there. And that's a complete mess. Whatever, as long as they're on there. They're stuck on. And the matrix over here is going to get number 2 on its wire. And then out of the back, the battery pack's going to get number 12. The power switch is going to get number 11. And the chest, this side's going to get 7 and 8. This is going to get 9 and 10. And then we're going to get back to assembling things. So let me get all those stickers on and I'll be right back. Okay, so we got all our wires labeled. And now what we need to do is turn this upside down and we're going to bolt this on with 4 PB 2.6 by 8 screws in these 1, 2, 3, 4 holes right here. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And let me just get those screwed in real quick and I will return shortly. All right, well, those are all bolted together with the really super strong power tool plastic, that fiber reinforced plastic I keep talking about. I've really got to turn off that notification. Now what we got to do is put his back on like this. Let me actually pick him up. Oh my God, just this is monstrously heavy. Get all the wires inside the chest cavity. You don't want to pinch anything. And you want to get these right under here. So you want it right under these 2 holes here. And then we're going to use our last 2 3x6 stainless steel cap head screws with serrated washers to screw that into place. Let me get that. Oh my God, it's so heavy. This is so awkward. Okay. I think we're good. I think it's aligned. Okay, give me a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we've got to get 4 PWM 2x6 screws. We got to put 1 there, 1 there. We got to put 1 here and 1 here. And we are going to dip them in some 3-in-1 oil. Let me get those in and be right back. Okay, so now I'm just going to rotate these arms like this. So you can see the bottom here. we're going to take these two plates and we're going to put one here and one here, and then attach with those three obvious holes with PB 2.6 by 8 screws. So I'll get those screwed in and be right back. Okay, so that's screwed down. Next, we're going to take these two parts, marked 1 and 2, and we're going to take a couple of these guys. There's only 2 of them. We're going to put them in here, and 2 PB 2.2 by 4 screws in there. Even though one step of the instruction says PM 2 by 4, they're PB 2 by 4 for both of them. One sec. Okay, we're going to take these 2 finished assemblies here, and we're going to put them right down on there. And then a PB 2.3 by 6 in these 2 indented holes. So like right there and right there. So we just get those in place. And then get our 4 screws in, 2 and 2, and be right back. Holy moly. Okay. Well, we've got those screwed in there and there. And our arms folded back down into a normal position. And this damn thing weighs a frickin' ton. Okay, I gotta go get the lower half. So I'll be back with the lower torso, and we're gonna mount this to that. Holy crap. One sec, be right back. Okay. We've got another camera now, so we can actually see this whole damn thing. And if you notice, this is a rhino ramp or something like that. Yeah, rhino ramps. This is for lifting up my pickup truck, for driving it up on the ramps. I'm gonna put this down on the floor so I can get tall enough. Oh, my moobs. Please don't stare. I'm very self-conscious. Yeah, we've got the top of this thing here. I'm going to get the number 5 and 6 stickers on these wires, and then I'll be right back with the next step. All right. Here we go. So if you look in here, there are these 6 bosses right here, 3 on each side. Right there, there, and there. We need to make sure all of our wires stay sticking out. Bring these 2 wires from the legs up through here. And then probably going to have to set his arms out a little bit and get him down on the 6 matching posts on the bottom there. We're going to put 6 PB 2.6 by 8 screws in there. So just give me a sec. I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. Oh, man, this thing is just huge. So if we look here, there's 2 posts here. And right here, there's 2 holes. It's a little hard to see them, but there they go. 1, 2. Those are going to get PB 2.3 by 6. And then these 4 tabs on the side are going to get PB 2.6 by 6. So what we do is just make sure all the wires are in there. And they're all underneath his speaker and coming out. And then we're going to get those screws screwed in those locations. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got those screws in right there. And also back here, here, and here. And then obviously the tabs on the other side down here, obviously. The same, and then, oh boy, this is the first time I've ever had to use a step stool to build the part work. This is absolutely insane. So we're going to start putting the circuit board together next. Let me sit down back in my chair, get my fat gut out of the frame here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to take this box here, focus. We're going to take our circuit board like this, and we're going to put it right in there on these 4 posts, and then 4 PB 2.3 by 6 screws in those 4 corners to hold the board down. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to put this bottom plate on here like so, and then 4 more PB 2.3 by 6 screws. One sec, you know the drill. Okay, so now we got to just plug everything in. That should be easy. There's 12 cables and there's 12 plugs. Now they tell you to remove the head that we already screwed on, but me being the stubborn SOB that I am, I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to plug everything in, and I'll let you know how that went. And if it didn't go as planned and I had to take the head off, I'll let you know that too. I'll be right back. Okay, everything's plugged in. Just kind of shove everything in there. Then we're going to put the chest plate with the matrix on, and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 PB 2.3 by 6 screws to hold that in. So give me a sec. Okay. Oh man, this thing is getting unwieldy. It's just so heavy. We got to put a couple pieces in his chesty area. We got to get one over here. We got to get one over here. And these snap in fairly firm. I'm not going to glue these. It says to glue these, but I am not. That way I can pop these off. I can take out the center section and get to the circuit board if I ever need to. God forbid. You know, well, who knows? But I wouldn't glue these in if I were you. If you do glue them in, use something like rubber cement, like B7000, something that you could pry out. Not crazy glue, though. Bad idea. Just my opinion. Okay. Oh, now we got to get some... now we got to get this big piece here. And we're going to glue our last 2 pieces of metal strip here and here. And then we're going to get his head in there somehow. Yeah, you just got to turn the head, I think. That's what Wayne said. Turn the head. Or turn the part. Yeah, and then they'll sit down there nice. Okay. So let me glue in those little metal strips. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got to do is make his 2 little... I screwed those 4 2.6 by 6 screws down. Now we just got to pop this little vent in here. We're going to put a little dab of crazy glue on each of these little pegs. These little skinny pegs. Take our little vent piece with the vents facing out. And pop her in. Then... the one marked... Okay, we're not going to glue these down. I am not going to glue these down. I'm just going to push them down into their pegs. This way, again, we can get back inside of him if we need to. God forbid Optimus Prime needs some, therapy in the future. It's fine. I mean, you're going to stand it. You're going to pose it. You don't need to do any of that. And now, close up his matrix, close up his chest, the magnets stick. I think is it that time, everybody? Is it time for glamour shots by Deb? Let's see here. How much can we're zoomed out all the way. Okay. I'm trying to get his toes in the picture. Okay, we got his toes in the picture. I already powered him on with the power switch. Let's turn Optimus on with the remote. Turn on his eyes. Very nice. I'm going to take my mic off. I'm going to hand it to Optimus Prime. How you feeling, Optimus Prime?
Greetings, people of Earth. I am Optimus Prime. More than meets the eye.
Big surprise there.
The Autobots need your help to defeat the Decepticons. Let's roll.
Yeah, okay.
Always a hero. Greetings, people of Earth.
Okay.
Greetings from Cybertron.
There we go.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
The Peter Cullen sounds
Autobots,
great.
roll out. Survival of the strong.
Okay, we got that. Yeah, the voice was done by Peter Cullen, the original voice actor, which is awesome. His eyes have a few different modes. It's kind of cool. Then he's got a little slow blink and a fast blink, and then off, and then just on. And then we can turn on his cab lights. Then we can turn on his toe lights. You got to look at the bottom there. And then you hit it again, they'll blink. Then if we pop open his chest here, and I got to lean him back a little bit. We'll hit the matrix. Boom! Look at that. That looks awesome. That's great. That is awesome. Close him up. It's, I'm freaking out. This thing is so stupid cool. It's not even funny. Here we got, can't play that. That's a Transformers song. obviously. we'll we'll get quickly demonetized. We'll get a copyright strike for that, and then we got the transform noise. That's so cool. Oh, let me. Okay, that's pretty sick. I'm extremely happy with this. This is my favorite part work I've ever built. Wayne said the same thing. I'm not copycatting him. I've been saying that since the beginning. This thing just goes together so well. It's unbelievable how well it goes together. I dropped his ankles down. He has height adjustable ankles, so I made him a little shorter to kind of fit him in here, because if I turn the camera up any higher, we lose his toes to get his ears, and then we turn around and yeah. It's very, very, very tall. And it's extremely, oh my god, this is going to give me a hernia trying to lift this thing. It's almost 30 pounds. Well, what do we say? Bravo, Agora. And you're your own worst enemy, Agora, because now I am demanding, damn it, we need a Megatron to go with this. Well, I'm not demanding, I'm begging, Agora, please make a Megatron. Please make a Megatron. It would be so awesome to have them side by side. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's it for the body build for the actual robot, for Optimus himself. We've still got 3 more instruction manuals and 3 accessories to build. We have his blaster rifle, which is awesome. We have his Energon axe, which is the size of a real-life human hatchet. It's kind of scary. And we've got his big matrix of leadership that he could hold in his hands and grip with his fingers and do that iconic pose. So we're going to do that in a Pack 12 Part 2 video, because, damn, this is already over an hour-long video. So, again, thank you, Agora, for making this crazy thing. Click the links below, everybody. Also, my Amazon store is down there, and Buy Me a Coffee link, and all that good stuff. Oh, man, this thing was so cool. Oh, man, would I do it all again? Yes, in a heartbeat. It's just so badass. So, hey, thank you for coming. See you next time on Pit Stain Hobbies. Adios, Autobots.